Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to EA Tetragrammaton, where we are playing It is turn 84. Let's jump into things. Okay, so we have completed Alteration 9. Fantastic. This gives us a couple of different things, but namely, it gives us Army of Gold or Army of Lead. So, cool. We have also completed Blood 1, 2, 3, 4. And we will be completing Blood 5 this turn. We summoned some more Kusarikus, captured some more Blood Slaves, and then Elder 28, the Enkidu Elder, was attacked by a Gortide. Slaughtered. Got a couple battles to watch. Battle between Mictland and Hinnom in Trottern. So Mictland is kind of sporadically taking turns. So we can see little raiding parties like this. Which I would say, if you're gonna, I guess maybe that's the reason why he's doing it. He's got Phoenix Pyre, so. But I was gonna say, if you're gonna do something like this, you can do super low commitment with like one of the lower priests and just bless 2 or 3 Ozelotls and not have to risk a High Priest of the Sun. Because, yeah. Like, this is a weird. Like, your defense here is Eternal Pyre. And Eternal, or Phoenix Pyre. And Phoenix Pyre works by having low fatigue. So you doing this is actually ramping up your fatigue, which is getting rid of your defensive capability. Worked. It's pretty dicey though. He's at 110 fatigue. There were people on him. Probably die. And then Lanka has attacked Femoria. Just a little Marcata popping in to see what Femoria has. So this is the last remnants of Femoria. They've got some unmarked ones. They've got a couple of whites. Got some barbarians in here. A bit of undead. A bunch of little commanders. And a fair number of Numidian sorceresses, which are pretty dope. Doesn't look like any Fomorian kings to speak of. A couple of unmarked champions, it seems. Oh, are those just unmarked? Oh, those are just... Alright. Still a couple of unmarked champions here. And some Numidian warriors, so not a lot. Unfortunate. We don't really get to see too much out of them. That's the scout just. Unexpected event in Olentova. We got some water gems. Lost some dominion. Get battle in Trottern. So after Mictland attacks Hinnom, Mictland gets hit by Independence. And it's this actually kind of fucking intense scenario here. It's a fucking vampire count leading a bunch of vampires. It's pretty cool. And then you just get popped. Super popped. Easy peasy. So, that all goes bye-bye. Deadly disease continues to spread in Troll Peaks. We've discovered sneaking individuals in multiple locations, including patrolling out the monster boar in Agartha. That's good. Construction on the walled city of Silverfangs is completed. Cured some people from a disease, but actually we didn't. Really fucking annoying. We did some patrolling, and Nizar II, Anunnaki of Growth and Rebirth, is fully refreshed. So this is actually a pretty simple turn for us. but we'll talk about some generalized things. In most places, we are hunkered down and recruiting and researching. Research-wise, we are up to about 2,000. I say up to, down to about 2,000. We'd be close to about 3K, but we're moving a massive army. So we are continuing to focus on blood magic. We're going to try to run all the way up to Curse of Blood, in theory, is kind of where we're going. If we can get Curse of Blood in a timely manner around... hello. 5 turns from now. We're probably not going to have the Blood Slaves to be able to do anything with it, but we might, if things go really well for us, we might be able, because we're empowering Hollow right now, and if things go really well for us, then we might be able to turn around and start summoning vampires, and then with enough vampires, right, it turns into a situation of like, oh, well, we actually have a decent blood economy, and we'll see. It's very late to be doing this, and it's probably not going to be consequential, but whatever. We'll see how it goes, right? What else is happening? So aside from that, aside from recruitment in most locations, you know, we did a round of Ishibs in most places last turn. We're doing more Gudus this turn, more Spear Guard. I'm continuing to recruit Ishibs in Titan's Breath so we can start going underwater in Holy Sea and then eventually in Faraway Coast. We are continuing to send reinforcements over to Silver Fangs from Belagor because, you know, set that to hold intact. Because we need people to be able to patrol this Unrest down. We can't do anything in Silver Fangs right now, which is really annoying. We're also going to start preaching there. We're moving NC7's force back down towards Perenna. I think we're about ready to make our push towards Jabal Kish. In the capital, we have our god back, but we're not really doing anything. Again, we're trying to wait for the hopefully soon demise of Astral Corruption. Hopefully it won't just get put right the fuck back up. But we'll see. Recruiting NCs. Kind of want to get NCs spread out throughout the territories. We're going to start doing that. In fact, actually, this guy needs to go on a journey. So I think I'm going to send him up here towards Trackless Wastes. Because we have, ultimately, we have 2 big things happening this turn. So one is what we have been anticipating is over in Pangaea. We are attacking... well, I mean, we're not attacking yet. We're moving into Sitha. We're moving this massive army. Whole lot of shit going on with this army. Very, very cool. Very big. Most of the buffs in the game. About the only thing that we don't have going on for it right now is really big evocation stuff, pretty much. But we've got a lot going in. We now have Cromna is set up with Earth Boots and has, you know, a script to do Summon Earth Power, and then things like Army of Lead or Army of Gold, depending on the situation. We have multiple individuals carrying spare gems for this contingent. We've actually got our Isham 6, our winged monkey, over here. He is actually putting earth into our communion, so we're gonna have things like earth power and stuff like that on our communion slaves. So hopefully that is going to help us with our fatigue issues that cropped up in the past. Fingers crossed. I considered taking boots off of all my Gudus and putting boots onto the communion, etc. That was the original game plan. Like, I think if, you know, if we had never run into the Astral Corruption situation, I'd have boots on, like, everyone at this point. Because Boots of the Messenger are so amazing. That being said, I think we're ready to go. We're moving out. We're also attacking in kind of advance. We'll start prodding into territories with Isham 1 and our Ishib 19 right now. See how that goes. We might actually, as we get further. So I want to touch base with Henom. I'd like to just go through range of shadow and go boop, 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 right, onto Mictlan. Because otherwise, so that will be 1, 2, 3, 4 turns now. Otherwise, we would have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just to avoid the extra turn, I'm probably going to touch base with Henom and be like, hey, can I go through range of shadow? I'm going straight for his capital. And I will fully negotiate with Henom. I don't even care about having the capital. I don't care. Like, I'm not interested in making gains off of this war with Mictlan, aside from getting the fucking astral corruption done with. I don't care about anything else. I just care about astral corruption coming down, so I can just play the game and actually do the things that are fun to do. Here's the other thing, though. Mictlan, so Mictlan had this spurt where they weren't really playing their turns, and the last couple turns they have done very minor things on. But they moved a pretty big army, led by Lord of the Plague Wind. So Pazuzu, the Lord of the Plague Wind, is here in Norval. And it's very possible that they hit me in Verdant Steppes, right? If they do, this eastern portion is probably, there's probably not much I can do about it, right? And if that happens, whatever, right? That is why I am moving Gudu 93. I've kind of been in this kind of funk over Verdant Steppe. It's a great province. It is honestly a fantastic province. However, I can't get to it, right? There's a river in between Verdant Steppe and Trackless Wastes. I need to touch base with Lanka's player and just be like, hey, can I buy Dragon Scale Mountains off of you? I can't move between Verdant Steppes and Trackless Wastes. Can I buy Dragon Scale Mountains off of you? But it's kind of at the point in the game where there's not really much of a point for us to negotiate with each other. Like, we should all pretty much be at each other's throats at this point. So I would reject that if I were him. But so if Mictlan hits us, we're probably going to. So we'll have one guy gone, right? This Gudu will have left, and we'll be able to cloud trapeze some of these other Gudus out. But the ones that are here are probably stuck here. So, you know. If that happens, that happens. This is part of the reason why I am moving NC9 up into Eal, so that he can head over here and be kind of like a supporting figure. Too much. I'm not sending him with an army. And if he does move on Verdant Steppe, I will probably retreat most of these forces back towards Agarthan territory. I will probably just abandon the Yomi land. But we have the makings of a perfectly fine army between what we have here in Agartha, right? What we have, so with just the communion, right? What we have between, we have 71-ish units here in Arena, with some more actual casters, more crystal sorceresses for communion, a bunch of Pegasus riders, and then if we take a look at the actual capital, we have plenty of casters to pull and plenty of resources as far as bodies to go. We would already have a pretty massive army to send towards Jabal Kish, because that's the thing, right? We've been kind of like gearing towards setting up this army for Jabal Kish, and we would have already had a massive army if we didn't do the Ring of Warning, battle against astral corruption. But suffice to say is we're gonna have enough to, if they come at me through this route, we'll just fall back and put together a decent-sized force, and we'll battle them off. And they're gonna have to respond to a doom stack coming at them from Engia. So we'll see how it goes. I think if Lanka gets involved, I think if Hinam actually like really pressures Mictlan, I don't think Mictlan really is going to be able to do too terribly much. They didn't really gain a lot out of the wars that they were involved in. They don't really have a lot going for them. So if Hinam pushes, I think they'll probably just wipe them out. Then we have to worry about Hinam being in a position to kind of like win off the back of his throne positioning. You know, I'm kind of getting to the point where if the game ends, the game ends. That's fine. It's been a fun game, and I'd like to win. And I think if we can get Astral Corruption down and the turns immediately following Astral Corruption, if they can go our way in the right ways, I think we can flip a switch and maybe just go ham in the late game. But you know, it's gonna be odd trying to accomplish that, because I still honestly kind of think that I'm at that point. If two people turned on me, I think I would probably just melt. Kind of stretched a little too thinly. Anyways, that's going to be it for the turn. Hopefully in the next few turns we are going to have some more brutal engagements, some interesting fun stuff. And then, cross your fingers, man, that Astral Corruption will be done. And then we can go back to doing interesting, cool things, like forging massive gear sets and doing crazy Tartarians, etc. We are still empowering Leper Love this turn, by the way, so he will be ready. Gonna have to see how it goes. Man. Alright, that's gonna be it for the turn. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye, everybody.